Welcome to Tassie, mate. Are you looking forward to tomorrow night?
Yeah, definitely. It's a big cup game, so it's pretty nationwide, so it's pretty exciting for us. So looking forward to it. Hopefully it's a good game.
Can you tell us a bit about your club? We don't know a whole lot about it, I guess. We've done a little bit of research, but for those who don't know, just explain a little bit about how you operate and what sort of team you are.
Yeah, we're a pretty small club in general. Lots of volunteers doing a lot of work behind the scenes, really. So we're not the biggest club in Canberra at the moment, but the last couple of years we've been building up the team a bit. So Steve's come aboard this year, so we're improving each year. So hopefully we'll keep going up from here. Might get in the FFA Cup again next year, hopefully.
What's the qualification process been like for you guys? Is it a grueling one, or did you sneak in easily? Or?
So that was we won our local Federation Cup last year. So we played about 4 or 5 games, semi-final, penalty shootouts, and then grand final took it to extra time, 3-2 win. So it's pretty close in the end, but it was a good win.
Mate, what's the mood like going into the game?
Very excited, very excited. It's big for us to fly down here. Normally we're travelling 15-20 minutes at the most, but flying down here all as a squad together feels a lot more professional. So everyone's very excited to get on the field tomorrow. I think can't wait for the game to start.
Now, are you guys going to be doing anything different, or is it going to be business as usual?
We've got a training session today. We don't normally train the day before a game, but come game time, everyone knows their jobs, so we'll be playing the same way we used to. Concentrate on ourselves and just play to our strengths, and hopefully that'll be enough to get us across the line.
What do you know about the other mob, mate? South Hobart, have you done your research?
Watched a couple of videos on YouTube that they kindly put up for us, but yeah, it looks like they've been winning the comp down here year after year after year, so it's going to be a tough one, but yeah, like I said, we'll just focus on what we do well. Just take care of itself, hopefully.
Confident of getting a win?
Of course, why else would we be here? Confident of winning every game we're going to.
Have you played much on artificial turf before, or is that going to be a new thing for you guys?
No, there's an artificial pitch in Canberra. We have a few games on there every year, so looking forward to it. The ball rolls smoothly, no bumps, so it should be good for some good football.
And the weather's pretty similar too to Canberra, I guess. It won't be too much different for you.
Yeah, it's nice and cold this morning in Canberra, so that'll be good. We're used to it.
Mate, it's a big comp, and I suppose if you guys get through, there's a chance to play some A-League teams. Are there any nerves in the camp?
I'm nervous, but don't know about the rest of them. But yeah, looking forward to, if we do manage to get a win, pulling an A-League team would be amazing.
It's an exciting opportunity.
Definitely.
Steve, I believe your first choice goalkeeper is the only player missing.
Not our first choice keeper. The reserve keeper got injured a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So one of the younger boys has come in and he's enjoyed the experience. First time on an aeroplane today, so it was like a kid in a candy shop. But other than that, we're at full strength.
What's it like travelling away? I mean, obviously you play away from home usually, but away from home, is that a different thing for your team to deal with, I guess?
Yeah, it is, but it's a double-edged sword. It can work against you, or it can work for you. And I think that we'll take a lot of positives out of this because it does bring the squad closer together. You get on that plane, you're not distracted by your normal work day or family life. You're just concentrating on your football. The club's looked after us really well in terms of the itinerary it's put together. So I think it can work positively for us. But we won't know that till tomorrow.
Going in full strength, what do you expect from South Hobart?
Well, much the same. They'll go in full strength, and they're the home team, and I think there's some emphasis on them to come out and try and get the result in front of their own fans, and I'm sure Ken will have them switched on and ready to go. We think they're a decent side, so we know that there's quite a challenge in front of us.
Is being the away team difficult, do you think? Is that going to hinder your performance?
No. I think once we get on the park, we won't be worried about where it's being played. We'll be concentrating on the jobs that we need to do. So I don't think that will come into it. You know, provided people get a good night's rest and they do the right things, we don't wake up tomorrow morning full of flu and God knows what else, we should be okay.
Is that a bit of mind games there, saying the pressure's on South a bit to perform in you? Or?
No, I don't play mind games. I haven't got the ammunition to do that.
Steve, having grown up in Georgetown, do you have any sort of soft spot for Tassie side?
I actually have a soft spot for Tassie because I see it very similar circumstances to Canberra. You know, both states or territories are looking to try and get an A-League franchise, and we can't at this stage. Both are trying to improve through junior development. I know Ken runs some very professional soccer schools along those lines. And Canberra's very much the same. It's in the same boat. So I think we're kindred spirits as far as that's concerned. I've been to Tassie a few times, and every time I've been here I've enjoyed the hospitality. So yeah, I do have a soft spot for it, but it's not going to turn it into a win for you.
You've lost 4 of your last 5 games, though. South, conversely, haven't lost, or haven't drawn one in the last 5, won the rest. Is that worrying for you guys coming up?
Well, they're in good form, aren't they? And that's obviously something to take into consideration. We played badly in some of those games and lost, and deservedly lost. But against Tuggeranong, who are currently leading the ACT competition, we played very well and lost. Friday night we played very well and won. And we won 5-1. And over those last 2 games, I've seen that the side's turned a corner. So we're going to go in quite confident.
What worries you about? Sorry, mate. What worries you about South the most? Is it the attack, or can you worry about them too much, or do you just worry about your own game more so?
Probably don't know enough about them to say that it's just the attack. I think from what I've seen in terms of video highlights and videos that we've seen, they look really well organised. They look quick. They're very young. They're going to be enthusiastic. They do have a couple of decent strikers that we'll have to watch. But like Tim was saying, we'll be concentrating on the things that we need to do to get our game in order. And if that's good enough, we'll take the points.
You might answer this before, sorry, but are you full strength? Have you got anyone out that could be playing for an injured or anything?
We're full strength apart from the reserve kicker. Yeah.
Do you think that South Hobart are favourites for this match?
Yes.
Do they deserve to play?
Yes. That's my game.
Does it worry you, Andy Brennan and Braden Mann, the 2 key strikers, 39 goals this season? You guys have scored 22 overall this year. Is that also quite worrying?
Not so much worrying, but it's a statistic that obviously lets you emphasise where some of their strengths might lie. You know, you only need to score once to win a game, so if we defend properly, we can win it, if we can get that vital goal. Clearly, a team with strikers in form is something you've got to be careful about, and those boys are in form.
How much of an incentive is the potential to play an A-League club in there for now?
I think for both teams it's a tremendous incentive. You know, I think both teams at the draw would have been looking to try and get an A-League team to come to their home ground. It hasn't happened that way. It's a fantastic draw for both clubs anyway. But if you can get through to that final 16, you're a chance then of picking up an A-League team. And for states like Tasmania or for the Territory, to have that standard of football come to your doorstep is something that everybody would look forward to.
Who are your key players going into this one? I understand you've got a 6-foot centre forward.
Yeah, I saw that in an interview. So was that Kent, I think, who said that? Yeah. He's actually 7'2". No, our key players, look, I've said this before, and I guess it sounds a little bit blithe, but we're not a team of stars, but we are a star team, if you like. We actually play as a team. We work hard for each other. We've got some people in there that are very talented people, and Scholes, a very good player, but there's others that are of a similar standard. We don't have standouts. We don't have a marquee player, if that's what you're looking for. But we can and will be competitive tomorrow night.
What did you think when the draw came out and you saw you were away? Were you filthy about that, or did you look at it as a positive from the outset, I guess?
Well, with all due respect to everybody concerned, I thought if we get an A-League, good. If we didn't get an A-League, let's go somewhere interstate. And we could have gone interstate to Sydney and it wouldn't have been as exciting. You know, so a Perth draw or a Hobart draw was right up our alley. We really looked forward to it. Once we'd heard that, it became very, very exciting. So yeah, delighted. That's the bottom line.
Anyway, you're looking forward to tomorrow night, mate?
Most definitely. I think it's a big occasion for the club, and all the players are pretty amped for the game, and yeah, we're looking forward to a tough battle.
And now that the game's here, can you admit that this is all you've been focused on, and the victory league hasn't mattered over the last couple of weeks?
It's always been in the back of the mind, but come game day in the victory league over the last couple of weeks, we've focused on the game first and foremost that we're playing that day. But yeah, I mean, with the National Cup game coming up, it's always sitting there in the back of the mind. You think about it after a match in the victory league. But yeah, now it's tomorrow. Yeah, we're all focused on it.
What's so appealing about this the FFA Cup format sort of going forward? I mean, why is it, I guess, already prestigious when a game for you guys hasn't even been played yet?
I guess it's the whole, you know, Minnows versus the Giants. I mean, the chance of drawing an A-League team, I know it didn't happen in this round, but for the victory, you go into the round of 16, you've got the potential to play an A-League team, and that's a massive occasion. I mean, you're playing teams from other states that you don't play normally, and the media exposure for this competition has just been massive.
You able to get hold of much vision of them to have a look at what they've done a bit?
To be honest, I haven't seen much of them. I might have seen, I think, one game from earlier in the season, but I don't think that holds true to their form at the moment. As they mentioned previously, they've turned a corner and they're starting to play some good football. So, yeah, I haven't seen too much, unfortunately.
As I said to those guys, is it more about you worrying about your own game, not theirs? I guess it's sort of what you can do.
Yeah, I think if we stick to our game plan and play how we can play and we know we can play, I think that'll put us in good stead and move us towards a victory.
The fact that the game's based down here and not over in the ACT, I mean, how much of an advantage is that to have a travelling team come down here on your, well, not necessarily your home turf, but essentially Tasmanian soil?
I guess we play on KG5 fairly regularly, and as Steve said, it can work both ways. It can be a benefit to play away, or it can be a benefit playing at home. But I think being at home with hopefully a vocal home crowd, I think hopefully that'll give us an edge in the game, and yeah, we'll get the win.
First of all, how's the squad looking? Is there any injury concerns? Is Liam going to play? Did you get through last night?
Liam came through last night very well. We have a full squad to pick from, so we're in good condition. Moncur will be in goal, and we'll have a young keeper as backup. Yeah, and we're at full strength, so ready to go.
So you didn't get anyone from Melbourne, or?
No, we tried. We had feelers out, but it didn't work. It wasn't a good fit, and we're happy with what we've got, so we move on.
And what about Braden? Is he 100%?
Braden's 100% now. He's a little bit off the pace last weekend with back problems, but he's all fit, ready to go.
And Liam's 100, or is he sort of 90, 80?
No, Liam's went well last night, pulled up well this morning. I talked to him earlier, and he's ready to go.
So he'll start in the game?
I would think so at this stage, yeah.
So other than that, will it largely be the same lineup as Saturday night?
Very close, very close.
Ken, what's the FFA Cup mean to you?
Well, I think, like everyone said, it's just the occasion to be playing against another team from another state, and hopefully, if you progress, you get drawn against a big club, and it's that little club playing against the giants and getting a result against them, like the original FA Cup in England. It's just the occasion. The publicity behind it has been absolutely superb, and it's just a fabulous competition to be involved in.
So you guys are the favourites and you're playing on home turf. Are there any nerves in the squad, or are you confident of a good result?
I wouldn't have thought there would be any nerves at this stage. There might be, 7:25 tomorrow, but whether we're favourites or not, I don't think that's irrelevant. It's who turns up on the day, puts in a good performance, is capable of taking the points. Tuggeranong can come here and do that to us. We can do it to them.
Rexy and Tommy Roach, will they feature in the squad at all?
Rexy will.
But Tom Roach still.
Tom Roach, no.
I guess, do you think you deserve to start favourite? The bookies will probably have you there in that spot, but it's hard to say, I guess.
I think it's hard to say. I would doubt whether there's very much between the two teams. I think it'll be a very even match and an evenly contested match as well. I think we maybe got the favourites position because of our success last year in the NPL competition and nothing more. And I would think the ACT competition would be more fierce than ours. So maybe Tuggeranong should be the favourites.
Is that a mind game from your end then?
No, I don't play my game.
You've seen a bit of footage of them obviously leading up to the game. What are you expecting?
Well, we've seen more than footage. We've had some good reports on their players and their playing style. We have independent footage that we had last week of their game, which I think they lost to Cooma, maybe it was. So we know what we have to do against them, and that is on the night play well. There's no question about that. We can't turn up and be asleep. We've got to turn up and play really well to have a chance of winning the football match. Too much information can hurt you, so maybe it's best not to know too much about the opposition and go out and play. We knew very little on Sydney United. and I thought we were superb against them.
To borrow a phrase from a different sport, it feels like the build-up and publicity and everything, there's a kind of a finals-like atmosphere around. Do you kind of get that sense as well? Are you pretty excited for this?
Yeah, I think we're all pretty excited to meet you guys. It's been unbelievable, you know. We've had the pleasure now last year against Campbelltown and then against Sydney United and now this game. And even our own match in the Lacazette against Zebras. It's terrific. And this is a new part of the game that we have to handle. The pressure on the players from outside now is beginning to be immense. So, you know, it's a learning curve for us, but at the moment we're doing okay.
How do you reckon the game will run out tomorrow night in the second half? Oh, you guys are both in the same boat. They played Friday, you played Saturday. It's a short turnaround, but will them having to travel play into your hands a little bit, do you think, for T-Wars?
I don't think they'll have jet lag from Canberra, but hopefully they'll have a bad night's sleep. And I think it'll be a fantastic game. I think the advantage is with us, we are at home. Whether we played Friday or Saturday, I think is irrelevant. We had a light run last night. The players are all okay. They'll rest today, which is normal for us. We don't train normally before a game, so we'll continue with that. We're meeting tomorrow early to do our preparation and prepare for the game.
So the boys, obviously being a midweek game, a lot of them have daft work, I guess.
We have a lot of students who definitely will have time off work, I've no doubt about that. I think most players will have half a day to prepare for the game.
How much of a step forward for Tassie football has been in this competition?
Well, I think any competition that brings interstate competition into Tasmania is a stepping stone, you know. And if we can compete against these teams and hold our heads high, then it's a step forward. If we get whitewashed, then it's disaster. So we've got to, really battle for Tasmania. We're proud to be representing Tasmania in this competition, and I'm sure the lads will do very well.
What are ticket sales like so far?
Well, we've run out. Ourselves and the kit room, we have run out of tickets. So I can't tell you overall, but I would like to think we could get 12 to 1,500. 2,000 would be absolutely unbelievable. But if Tasmanian people want A-League football and A-League teams here, then they've got to come to the games and get behind Tuggeranong or South Hobart. They've got to get behind the game.
Hopefully get behind South Hobart.
And without a doubt, get behind South Hobart.